evening, everybody. Say hi. Say hi. This is my doggy. It's Coco. Let's see what she's doing. Hope everybody's Sunday is going well. Mine was restful. Well, sort of, kind of. It was pretty restful. As always, we'll give it some time to see who else shows up. I got a list of things that I want to talk about or do tonight. And I'm just reviewing them. I need glasses. I'm blind. Okay, so... Okay. Groovy. So I think what we're going to do just tonight, going to be very, hello, my dear. So happy you're here. My biggest fan. I think this is going to be a super casual stream as usual. I thought what we'd do tonight. Let's see here. We go. I'm gonna open up this bad boy here. Trying to think. Do I have any kind of housekeeping I want to do? If you haven't yet, try Rage. PC version just got another hot fix. I swapped. We did some. I had somebody play the game today, a fellow dev, and he had some feedback for the game. So we took a few of his ideas and we implemented them right away because they were cool. I will show you here. I'm opening up what I consider my practice, or I call it my pocket version of the game. It's where I test stuff. I think I've showed this on the stream once. I think at the very first one. But it's not going to be in here. But I could show you something. I'll show it to you. We're gonna fool around a little bit in Unreal, and I'm gonna show you a few things, and we're just gonna play around because there's some stuff I want to try playing around with tonight. And then maybe at the hour mark or so, I'm gonna play Rage for a little bit, and because by that point we'll get a bunch of people actually watching at that point, because it takes a while for people to sort of gather. I noticed for anything that's considered a dev. Great. I've got Running Up That Hill stuck in my head. Was that an ad? That's funny. Running Up My Hill. That's actually that's a good song. And yes, that's one that'll get stuck in your head. Oh my goodness, Cabot. Going in with another. You are the man. So who we got here? So Just Blobber. Aaron TV, C Terveras 13, and T Nasty. You all got gifted subs from a very, very good friend of mine, War Cabot. Very, very supportive member of this community. That's awesome. Thanks, Cabot. What was I saying? You completely just wiped my drive, buddy. Thanks. But in a good way. So casual stream is gonna do some stuff. Then we'll go to Rage. I'll show you the change we made in the rage. But I'll show you here what, like, if you go to oh wow, that's fast. Turn that down a bit. Okay, so over here, this has changed a lot. Neither one of these icons are we're using anymore. We've replaced the skeleton with a crypt, and we've replaced the books just today with thanks, Cavett. But we replaced the book with a dungeon door to represent the dungeon. And then I also made a map overlay, which I put over this part of the desk right here. So it draws your eye to say this is places to go. So that was one of the things that this other dev suggested. I thought it was a good idea, so we did it because it was easy to make. I made the map in like 10 minutes. So, and I'll show you those when we get into Rage. So what did I? Oh yeah, I want to. Because this is a dev channel. This is anybody looking on, learning Unreal, learning about how stuff works is going to want to know the very basic stuff and how stuff works. So I thought it'd be cool to show everybody watching how you migrate or how you import a 3D model into Unreal, a static one. I won't do a skeletal one yet. We'll do that one later, but a static mesh. And a static mesh is just a mesh that has no skeletal to it. Like you can't technically animate. You can animate static meshes, but what I mean by is they can't use an animated blueprint. Show them how to pet the dog. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was talking about here. So this counter, I put a map. Okay, overlay of this, and then these two icons I switched out. So this one here is now a dungeon, and then this one is a crypt. The pet the dog. You mean in the Chronicle? I think I took that out because it didn't work right. Because the way I had it set up, it wasn't locking the camera. Like the camera wasn't. So if you came up to the dog in the wrong angle and petted it, didn't look right. So I think I took that out. I think I might have a version somewhere that still has it. I can show it. It is pretty fun though. I want to add it back in. When we reboot Chronicle, that's probably something that'll happen after Rage 2. We'll probably reboot the Chronicle. That's probably going to be our next project. It is a neat idea, and I want to be able to do it with the cat too, because there's a cat in the Chronicle that I want to be able to get people to pet too. So anyway, I don't think I have. I'm trying to think if there's a version that I have that I can. Give me a sec here. Something else I did is I added a ducking to my mic. So whenever I'm playing games, you're going to notice that when I talk, all the background stuff gets muted while I'm talking. Because I've noticed when we were streaming the last time, when I was watching it back, that Rage was overpowering my voice and you could barely hear me sometimes. So I added that in yesterday because I thought it would be an improvement. I had it before and it got disabled somehow, so I re-enabled it. Here, and then it's here. I think. Where did I add the dog in? I don't remember what. I mean, we can try this one. I'm not sure if this one's going to work, but. Yes, I can mute anything in the background. It's called mic ducking, and it's very useful, especially if you've got music playing in the background. Like people who do a lot of coding online, they use it because they'll be just coding away, and there's be music playing in the background, and when they say something, it mutes the music so you can hear them. Yeah. Okay, what version is this? I think this is an older version. But yeah, well, I'll see if this works. If this doesn't work, I'll have to try it another time, Cavit, if this isn't the version. Which one is this? Yeah, this is an older version. This might have it. We'll see. No, he just pets him. He just interacts with him. He doesn't pet. So I'll have to, I'll look around and see if I can find that version. And if not, I'll add it back in just for the sake of showing it off. But that took me a long time to get that working too. But it just wasn't working. So I took it out. Okay, back to what we were doing. So what I was thinking was, there's a couple things I want to try tonight. I want to try playing around with something I didn't mention the last time I was streaming, and I think it's important when it comes to rage, is that rage is 90% kit bash, and there's a reason by it. And what kit bashing is when you take you buy an asset pack, and you use bits and pieces, and you mash them together to create a game. That's called kit bashing. The term came about, actually was in model making, when they used to do like the old Star Wars movies and stuff. They used to buy models, and they used to use pieces of the models, and they'd make different models from the model kits, and it's called kit bashing. That's where the term came from. I think that's where I first heard it. So we do the same thing in games. We buy asset packs, and then we use pieces that we like, and we kit bash. So the rage is 99% kit bash. And the reason for that is for two reasons. A, because I wanted to get the game out as quick as possible. I didn't want to take a year making assets. And the second reason is because I don't have, like I said before, ZBrush or Substance Painter anymore. And that's my primary software in my pipeline for making a 3D asset. So that's why there's a few assets in here, but I made them before I lost my software, and I just utilized them in here. So going forward for Rage, for the expansion to Rage, the plan is for me to make a lot more assets, custom stuff. In the Indiegogo, I'll show you the actual. This is the actual Indiegogo page. One of the perks is, there's a couple. Custom item to smash. As long as it's within the scope of the game, like if you say, well, I want to have an item for the tavern, and then say you want it to be a blow up doll, that's not going to work. But if you say, I want this fancy vase, I can make that. Like, I will literally make that for you. I will texture it whatever way you want, and that will go into the game. So when I say custom, I mean custom. Like, I will model it for you and texture it for you. And the same is with the minions. The minions will be custom. We can make them as long as they fit within the scope of the game. Again, like I'm not going to make you a Ronald McDonald, right? If you want another zombie or you want a skeleton or you want something weird that kind of scopes within the game, I will sit down and I will sculpt it with you, and then we'll texture it and we'll come up with some sound effects you like and all that stuff. That's why this one is so pricey and why there's only 5 of them, because those alone are going to take months to make. So these perks are going to be so much fun for people who get them. And the secret room is the same thing. I can either kit bash, or if you want me to make custom assets, I can do that. But you got to remember, custom assets mean longer production time. And that's the main reason we kit bashed Rage up to this point, because making the assets from scratch would lengthen our production time by months, years even, right? So that's why the Unreal Marketplace is so cool, because you go there, you buy it, it's already made. The person's already put a year or two into the asset pack, uploads it, you download it, and everything's ready. You just grab it and pop it into your level, right? So, yeah. So that was one of the things I wanted to sort of talk about, is that Rage is very kit bashed, and we know that. And I tried to do my best to remake maps and make them look different, so they don't look like when you go on to Unreal and say, "Hey, I recognize that. I recognize that pack," but I'm hoping that it's different enough that you know. But anyway, so there's that. Okay, back to this. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go to. Can't remember. Is it this one? I think I renamed it. Okay, so yeah, this is the level here. So I'm going to make a new folder here. I'm going to call it stream stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab a helmet that will fit the game. And I could probably use it as a prop in the game, but we'll see. This is a necro. So this isn't a skeletal mesh. I'm just going to import it as a static mesh. It's got 2 pieces. And I need my textures. So did I texture this as 1 piece or 2? I don't remember. We'll bring these textures in, and I'll do this all on screen so you guys can see it. So if you've done your prep right, when you bring in a static mesh, it should make you a material automatically, right? But if it doesn't, you can right click and make a material and then rename it to whatever it is, right? But the way I do it when I do my models, I always give the model a I name the UV. So when it pops it in, it pulls that name from the UV file and it gives me it makes automatically. So I don't need this, so I'll get rid of that. So what I do now is I've got 4 textures and I pull them over into here. And each one of these corresponds to a pin or 2 pins. Okay, so this is your base color. So we're going to put that in there. And what we'll do is, just to make this cool, because it's already, yeah, you can already see it. So what I'll do is I'll grab this, and let's see where we're going to put this. Put this over here on top of this chest. Or no, we'll put it over here. Drag this out here. Come on. All right. I got to change the pivot. That. Yeah, I got to fix that. Okay. So you can already see the texture, right? But there's hardly any detail in there yet. So do is we pull this over here. Okay, now this is my emission. So this is anything that has any kind of a glow or lighting or anything like that. So we'll plug that in. You should see if there's any lighting, it pops up. And then this is just from experience, but this one is your normal map. Which I don't understand why it doesn't carry over, like when it says texture sample. These are all named, so when I pull it over, why doesn't it keep the name? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so this is the one that determines. I can never remember the name of this. Occlusion, roughness, something something. Oh, is it ORM? ORM. This is the one that gives you your shininess and stuff. So, rule of thumb, it's usually blue specular, green roughness is usually works. We'll see it. Yeah. So that's a bit too shiny, but you get the idea. And then you can see where there's like a skull in the back, right? That lights up. And then I'm pretty sure that these also work. I think I combined them. So if I do that. Yep. Okay. So the way I worked it in Substance Painter is what I've done is I got a little plugin for Substance Painter that allows me to stack my UVs, and it also allows me to stack my textures. So I have the textures for both of these parts in one texture set map. So if I open this up and I bring it over here, you can see that this texture map has the map for both the helmet and the face guard or whatever it's called. But it's on one texture map, so it only has to call one set of textures, which saves on memory. And this works really well for a normal game where you don't have to worry about, like with City of Titans, for instance, you want separate texture maps for each piece because each piece is used separately within the game, and it gives people the ability. Now, I don't know how we could use. I'm not sure if we could even use the multiple text or the stacked textures in City of Titans. I don't think we've ever experimented with it. I'd be curious to know if it would work. Because that would save a lot of memory. Okay, so we're going to do this one again. We're going to do blue specular, green roughness. This is, oops, I keep grabbing the wrong texture. This one goes here, and then this one goes here. There we go. And that's basically how you bring in a model into Unreal. It's very simple if you have it set up properly. And once I get my software back, aliasing. Why not? I don't. You lost me there, Cabot. I'm trying to think if. Trying to remember. If I put the red in the metallic, if that's going to make a difference. Yeah. See that? That does look good. But it's a little dark. See, these it's weird because, like, Okay, so what if I do blue metallic? Okay, and then spectacular roughness. Like, you got to play with these sometimes. Okay, that seems to work. Red for roughness. That doesn't look too bad. Maps, texture. Like a book of. I still don't understand what you mean. No, what I'm referring to is this when we were stacking the textures. I don't know if we can do that in our character generator. I can't remember if we're set up for that. It might be a good idea for the second version, like when we do the updated version of the character generator. I know we're going to be doing a more sophisticated version a little later down the road. It might be something to look into with the stacked, because that would save us not only a lot of actual space, but it would save memory. Because if you can have an entire helmet which has like 6 pieces all on the same texture map, that's only one texture map, right? I just don't know how it would work for our system because of how you can use one piece. I don't know if it would save any. Actually, I don't think it would save any memory because we're having to call that texture anyway. So if you have if you have 6 pieces on your character and they're all from a different set, you're going to call 6 anyway. So I'm not sure if it would work. No, I like that. See, this is the old version, this is the new one. So I like this one better. Sorry. So if I go to here and I do red to roughness, green to metallic, or blue to metallic, and then green to spectacular. There. So that's what it looks like in game. Looks pretty cool. I need to do a bit of cleanup on this, and I can do that with. I mean, it's easy to do that with anything, really. But that helmet actually sort of fits the game a little bit, so I could like have that sitting on a shelf, something as a prop, right? All right, the other thing I wanted to try to do, this goes with the kit bashing thing. Let's try. So base, I'm gonna make a child of this. I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna just call this office chair. BP. So now what I want to do is I want to try kit bashing this, like I was mentioning before. So I'm going to open up this blueprint, and I want to see if I can do this. I want to find. Let's do that one. And we are going to add that in. And then we're going to size it. Remember when I was talking about on the last stream where I said I could kit bash and potentially make Flintstone furniture out of existing and just kit bash? And this is what I was talking about, right? Like, this is literally just taking all assets I already have and then making them. So probably just do that. What to do that? Yeah, see, I would rather see the way this chair is designed. I mean, this is just playing around to see if this can actually work. Okay, so green, let's go. That. What you can do is duplicate that and then I don't know. It's one idea. I mean, it looks very Stone Age, but I want to try to find a better stones like if you look at the Flintstones, they're not, they wouldn't be brick. So I wonder. Bush. Walls. Let's see, this is all brick stuff again. The other option is I could just make it just a square and then see what I'd like to do is once I get my software back is I would make these pieces here, or I'd even just make the chair. I thought this would work but this chair is not designed well, and I'm looking at I have think I have. Yeah. If you look at this, look at this chair. It's just a piece of, it looks like it's been cut out of a piece of granite. So, you know, this is easy to make. It's just a, you know, like I got references already for this stuff because this is what I want to do for this, for the Flintstone, and that's easy to make, right? So this is going to be one of the levels, one of the new levels that we're making for the expansion will be a Flintstone office level, and so I'm probably just gonna have to model the stuff myself. That's why the Indiegogo is so important, because we need the money, because I need to get my software back. Because once I have my software, then I can start modeling again, right? So that's what I'm missing. So that's not gonna work. I don't like it. It doesn't. I thought it would look better than that, but you don't know until you try. So I am going to delete that. But yeah, it's very easy to kit bash. Like all this stuff is, there's probably about 4 different packs in this hallway alone. And this hallway, I like it. I'm probably going to use it as a secret room. Because I like it that much. There's a mimic chest here, and it goes up into nowhere. But yeah, I'm probably going to end up using this hallway for a hidden room of some kind, because it's so good. So yeah, just a reminder that there is a form in my about section of the page. If you guys know of a video game you want me to kind of give feedback or review, it's in there. Because I went on Itch.io today, and 90% of the games on Itch.io, as far as I can see, I could be wrong, but they're all horror games. And I don't mind making horror games. I'm just not a fan of playing them. So, but if somebody asks me to review one, I'll play it, because there's a purpose behind that, right? But for just for fun, it's I'm not a horror. I don't like horror games. So I don't. I'm gonna switch that for a minute because I got something I want to check here. Yeah, I'll take a look at these later, Cabot. What you sent me. So yeah, that's that. So let's just get out of this. Let me save that. I think I am going to look at something right here real quick. Is this the right one? Okay. So I haven't really showed this on stream too much. I'm not even sure if this is the right one. This might have your pet dog or your dog petting in it. I don't know. I don't know if this is the one. I think this is the one. Or it could be, and I just took out the lighting, which I've done before. Okay, let's fire this one up again. I want to check something real quick. I started on chapter 2 of Chronicle, and it just got away from me. It got just so big. But it has a few of the ideas. Let's see if this is it. It has a few of the ideas that I want to do for. I would like to incorporate them into the original Chronicle. I would like to take the original Chronicle and expand it just a smidge, and put in some of these ideas. Like in Chronicle 2, the Chronicle is still in the game, but it serves as a hub for magical teleportation. So you get to the different areas of the game by coming to the Chronicle, having a certain item in your inventory that allows you to access the teleportator so that you can go to a said area. I want to try to incorporate that into the original game because it was something I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it back then. I do now. But yeah, that's just one small mechanic I wanted to add to the game. It's loading the level. Just give it a sec, guys. All right. See if this is it. It's taking a few minutes. I don't think I've loaded this up. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay. So let this do its thing for a minute while we chat. Yeah, like I said, this level got away from me. Like big time. And I do know one thing that I can fix while I'm here that I wasn't able to before. Open this up. The issue I was having was all of my walk animations were broken, and I couldn't figure out why, but I know the reason now, and I can fix it. I get this brontosaurus to actually walk, I think. If I can get it to stop being a putz for a minute. I'll just let it load. I'm trying to think of what else I could talk about. Well, we can play some Rage in a bit for those who haven't seen it. Yeah, I've got written down here. I am an artist first, and I just want to iterate that last night or the last stream when I was reviewing some games, I watched it back, and I want to be very clear about something. Yes, I make games. Yes, I know systems, I know mechanics, but I'm an artist first. So I was trying to explain this to my wife today. Even as a kid, when I played video games, I had a friend of mine, very dear friend, name was Ryan. Ryan was like me. Me and him are very much alike, except for one small thing. He loves very complex games that don't have any graphics. Like he'll sit and play a game that has hardly any graphics for hours, and like he'll play like um those old text style games. Remember where you would type the instructions left, right, open door. Like he would play those for insurmountable amount of time. I could never play those games because there was no graphics. Um, so when I was reviewing those games last stream, um, I kept remarking the graphics, and that's because that's my go-to. I love games that have beautiful graphics. I don't make games that don't have beautiful graphics. You'll never see me make a game that doesn't have um, stunning visuals because it's what I love. So if you ever want to send me a game to review, keep that in mind. That I'm going to comment on the graphics more than anything else. The gameplay, yeah, I'm getting there. Like I'm learning mechanics, I'm learning gameplay. Like Chronicle was that was my very first game, and I built that game myself in 3.5 months. With a little bit of help from a couple people for coding when I got stuck here and there. But I did 90% of the code of that game myself, self taught myself how to do it. So, and it's a running published game. I just did an update on it. I went through and I learned a couple tricks on how to optimize the game a little more since I've made Rage. So I went back. I was able to take that game, which was a 12 gig packaged game, down to 6 gigs, and it runs way smoother than it did before. I was able to fix. I had these chickens that were walking around in the yard. They were all sliding because again, walk animation was broke. I figured out what was wrong. I went in and I fixed all my walk animations. So now all my animals walk. Like even the dog was walking, like sliding across. And that's the reason something happened between 5.0 and 5.03 or 5.01. I can't remember. One of the two versions of Unreal, they changed something. So all my walk animations broke. And I had lost all my files, so I couldn't update them until recently. So, yeah. So there's a long-winded explanation as to why I like graphics. I'm a graphics person. So as you can see here, I've got like Bunny AI wasn't working because she was just sliding. So let's open this again, and we're gonna go like that. We'll go here, and we're gonna go to walk animation. If it opens, come on. What is going on? What's frozen? Why is it frozen? Come on. Why is this frozen? Oh, there we go. Wow, that was weird. Okay, so we want walk. It's these that I have to enable. See if this works. Nope, still sliding. Okay. I really want to fix that. Just, I'm gonna try playing with a couple of these and see what happens. But I wanted to add more dinosaurs. I was just starting with the Brachio because yeah, this is a beautiful map. I spent a lot of time on it. See if this Brontosaurus is... There's my spaceship ride. Famous spaceship ride. I don't have the... I don't think I set up the footsteps yet, so... That's why his footsteps sound the same. This map's insanely big. I went way overboard with it. There's even ravines and stuff, like... Oh, I think he's working. What the hell, Don? Oh, I heard him work once. Okay, still sliding. Okay, so... This is frustrating because okay, I need to go. Okay, let's get out of this for a sec. I need to go back here. Okay, so these are my chickens. And I know these work. So let's go walk animation. What do I have you set up as? Yeah, see, I have all three set. So, wondering if I'm using the wrong one, but no, it's got the... Reference pose. Yeah, I'm not, so no idea why that's not working. I think there might be a problem with the animation. Because this should be working. Yeah, I got these to work. And I figured that I'd be able to get these to work. I wonder why. I wonder why that's not working. Kind of weird. Slides. Oh, that's frustrating. But anyway, I'll give you guys a tour of the island because of the level because it's beautiful. So this is the main island here. Chronicles over here, and then you got like a greenhouse area over here, and then there's like a mage tower, and then out here is like sunken city, tech city, and there's a Nessie in here somewhere. There she is, and she's on a track and she swims around, which is really cool. There's like these are all areas that you would have to go to find clues or to find items to be able to get past certain areas of the game, and then you find items on the you start on the main island. You find items on the main island to get to other parts of the other parts of the map, and on those other parts of the maps you find parts to get to other areas, and it's just like a perpetuous thing. And yeah, it's gonna be cool when I'm done it. But there's that ship there, and then there's a sunken shipyard over here. This is not at all done, by the way. There's so much more that has to be done. And there's this cool like area over here that's like all western. And then there's like a beach area over here, which is really cool, and it's got sunken ship. This area over here is my favorite because it's like a pirate area, a pirate cove type thing. It's just beautiful. There's sharks that attack you, and then there's a launch pad over here. So the story of the Chronicle is there's this entity, and he has the ability to pull things from time and space and put them into his own realities. And then what he does is he pulls people and animals and other creatures and living beings into these realities to feed him. So he puts them here and then slowly drains your life. And then he gives you the ability to try to escape as a way of giving you hope and giving you a reason to keep wanting to push forward, because that gives you more life, right? So it's a very cruel it's a very cruel and very nasty punishment. He's a very malevolent creature. So there's a big like medieval area over here. This I really need to optimize. It's very slow over here. But yeah, it's crazy. There's a skeleton in the courtyard somewhere. Where did I put him? There he is. Big, huge skeleton. There's also some underwater stuff too. Like, oh, way in the corner, there's going to be a. I can't remember where I put him. There's a kraken somewhere in here. Big, huge dude. But these big mountains are kind of like the barrier of the map, right? You can see where the line. That's where the kind of the barrier. That's how big the map is. Like it's massive. And I just there's so much I still want to put in here, but it really needs to be optimized because it runs like crap even on my machine. The other idea I thought was I was going to rebuild all these and make each area into its own instance, so that when you or into its own map instance, so that when you teleport to it, it loads only that map. That's the other idea of having. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, because I don't think this is such a large map. I don't know how well it would be, how well it would work. I'll have to try it, but like I said, on my machine, I might push it. Yeah, 30 FPS, and I have a 16 core 5950X with a 3090, and I have 64 gigs of RAM, and I'm only getting 30 frames a second. So just imagine what of a nightmare this would be on a regular machine. Yeah, see, I'm getting like 20. There's some rabbits over here somewhere. But yeah, I think there's some deer behind here. Yeah, I don't even think these deer work. I think they do the slide walk too. They slide too. When they run, they're fine. Their animations work when they run. It's only the walk animations. So it's something to do with how they're rooted, how their animations are rooted, and I can't quite figure out what the problem is. There's bunnies as well somewhere in here. But I started adding animals because I wanted some life. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I set it up. You can go in here. Yeah, you can. It opens. So you can go in here and you go up here. It's a long walk. And around we go. I don't even know if I have collision on. Oh, I'm gonna fall. Oh, I can look outside the wall. See, you can hear the brontosaurus. So it's like it walks every now and again. So yeah, this is the upper part. There's a kitty up here. And you can pet. You can pet. But yeah. He walks every now and again and you can hear it. You know the animations are working because I have a notification whenever his foot hits the ground. So he does obviously walks because you can hear it, right? But look at that. I'm getting 27 frames a second. Just there's no way a normal computer could run this. So it's not ready by any means. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the I thought that brontosaurus would be fixed. I think I got some foxes or something in here too. But yeah, that's the Chronicle 2. Um, well, I think we're gonna call it there. We're at over an hour. I wanted to stream longer, but there's just I was hoping that more people would come in the chat, ask questions, and there would be the back and forth thing. And this is kind of why I'm hoping the channel gets bigger, so that there's more people chatting and asking questions about certain things. Because I'm ready. Like if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, how do you do this?" I want to be able to open up Unreal or whatever and say, "This is how I do it." I want to be able to answer people's questions. So if you have questions or something you want to know how to do it, or a different way of doing it, like, because something like game design, graphic design, art, anything, there's always multiple ways of doing things, and some people learn differently than others. So the way this person does it might not work for you, but the way this person, like when I was learning Java in school, I had like, it took me 4 teachers to find one that explained it to me in a way that I could understand it. Right. So sometimes that's all it takes, is just a different way of explaining it. And I like to break things down right to the basics and give layman terms and be very, very simple about, and I break it like, I break every step down so that you don't get lost in any way. Like, because there's some people that want to do game design, but they literally have never been on a computer. So you want, I mean, I remember when I was in school, there was a group of students. The one was actually already a professional graphic designer. He had a diploma or certificate or something in it from his country, but we don't recognize it. So he was actually going to school again to get the training that he already had so that he could get a job here in Canada. And I mean, me and him had massive conversations, and even though he's been in it for 25 years and I've been in it for 25 years, the two of us taught each other different things because we do things differently. Like, I don't know how many times the professor for my graphic design course called on me to say, "Hey, Don, how would you do this?" And I would give him an alternate way of doing it in Photoshop or something, right? So everybody learns things differently. So if you have a question about, see, I have a very broad skill set. I know a lot about graphic designs, Photoshop, Illustrator. Don't know much about Premiere, but I know a lot about After Effects, Cinema 4D, and how it works together with After Effects. I can do a lot of stuff in Cinema 4D because that's what I took in school. ZBrush, I was gonna say Cinema again. For ZBrush, Substance Painter. I've colored comics, so I know how the digital coloring process works. I've got a stack of books that are all about coloring, and if you ever have a question about any of those subjects, please hit me up. I would be happy to talk about it and discuss it. And there's no wrong way of doing anything, right? Puppy? Here. He says hi. Say hi, everybody. Star of the show. Yes. Right? But yeah. So there it is. I lay it out. So, reminder, follow, subscribe, check out the here, Check out the Unleashed. It's in my thing. Discord. I've got a Discord. Aaron TV. Hey, buddy. How's it going? I was just reminding everybody to like check out all my social media and stuff. Devin, what are you working on? Anything you can want to show? What? What's he doing? Hmm? I'd be glad to show anything you got on the stream. Gentlemen. Oh, cool. Let's see. I was just showing off my Chronicle 2 map, and there is plans for a lighthouse on that map too. I have a really nice one. But no, I once I get my software back, I want to start making models again. I haven't made anything in months because I just don't have ZBrush, Substance Painter, and I hate Blender. I can't stand Blender. Well, if you got any pictures or anything, I mean, check out my. I was just saying in my about section of Twitch, I have Discord server, so go join the Discord server. I've got tons of areas where you can share art, ask questions, that sort of thing. I was just saying that I have such a broad skill set in so many different areas that I'd love for people to be able to come to me and ask questions, and I think that would be a great way to help the community out. Let's see here. So this is my my DeviantArt. These are some of the landscapes that I've made in Unreal, and since I've made them into puzzles. Oh, that's right. You had mentioned you were using a. Got it. Yeah. This is a Guyver armor I did. This is actually, I can't remember. Yes, we do have parts of it working in the City of Titans. I miss modeling. I miss sculpting. Oh, here it is. This is part of it. I think this is what it looks like in City of Titans right now. Lots of superhero stuff. Hopefully I'll get to go back and work for City of Titans soon. That's the plan, right, Cabot? If you're listening. There's lots of videos on my YouTube channel of me showing me making this stuff. Like I actually used to stream this stuff. So if anybody wants to go and check that out, look in the channels. There's tons of them. This mech is cool. Robotech Gladiator. There it is, right there. It is in Unreal. Yeah, I do motion design. I do everything. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. Hopefully, as more people come and the stream gets a bit bigger, we'll start getting more people asking questions. The Indiegogo will be going live on the 31st. I don't know what time of the day, hopefully before noon. And I'm going to try to stream all day, except for maybe a small break because I have a doctor's appointment. But other than that, I'm going to try to stream for the whole day on the 31st. So yeah. I mean, I guess what I got 20 after. I could play Rage for 10 minutes. Make it an hour and a half stream. I want to show you guys something anyway. We made a change. In the shop. I need to turn music off because I want to get a copyright strike. Go into the shop and we go to levels. This has changed. So we have a map that I've inlaid onto the so that you can see that this is a map area. And then the crypt was already there, but then I added this dungeon doors for the dungeon. I think it suits it more, right? So the plan is we're gonna have a total of 6 levels, not including the tavern because we don't have an icon for the tavern. So 5. So there's enough room here for 5. It'll be cramped, but I may have to extend this out. The character select screen is going to be a version of this tavern, and the characters are going to be in amongst, kind of like Diablo. And then when you click on it, it'll play a light will shine, and then it'll play an animation. And then the level select screen will be something similar. I haven't figured that out yet. But let's play decent mage. I'm almost at 100k to unlock the graveyard, which is one I want to show you guys next. Power up. Collect this gold. Over here. I want these chests here. So I've only got 1 power up out of that whole thing. That's weird. So this is version 1.0.0.1 because I made that small change in the shop. So that's only for PC right now. I'll probably either tonight or tomorrow I'll update the mobile version. So that you guys can have it as well. But I'm noticing I'm getting more downloads for the PC version than I am the mobile version anyway. So I don't know. Maybe once it gets onto iOS, our mobile version will get more interest. Because I noticed, and I don't know what it is, but iPhone seems to play games better from what I hear. I don't know if that's true, but I was watching a Linus Tech Tips, and he was saying that the best gaming phone was an iPhone. So I don't know how much of that is true. Kind of weird when you think about it. It's crazy, you know, when you think about it. Back in the 90s, my first computer was a brand new, was a Pentium 2 350 with like 128 megs of RAM. And I had a Voodoo card in it for 3D graphics. It was like a separate thing you had to add. It was like an add-on card. And I remember that setup cost me stupid amounts of money. I think I paid like $3,000 just for the computer. And then the video card itself, like the add-on card, was another $400 or $500. So something me and Void were talking about today, and this will happen with the expansion. I've mentioned the 4th attack before and how we were going to be adding a 4th attack in, and we were talking about combos. We've come to the decision that, and this is after seeing a few people play the game and us playing it for quite a lot now, the game's lacking a movement ability of some kind. I've noticed a lot of 3D games, a lot of games like this sort of thing, not even like this, there's not a lot like this, but games like this, they have some kind of a dash or some kind of power where you move forward really fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a dash attack. So for instance, this guy, he's going to have a fire dash. So he's going to dash forward probably 10 feet with fire around him, and he's going to do damage the whole time he's doing it. Like the whole time he's in the dash and at the dash, he's going to do damage. So it's going to do two things. It's going to give you a way of damaging things in a row, which isn't, there's no way to do that yet. And it's also going to give you a movement, something to move fast. So it'll be like almost like a sprint, because we didn't want to put a sprint in the game because I can't remember. There was a reason we didn't put a sprint in the game. But this is a way of giving you a movement power as well as a 4th attack, right? So that's the plan. We did talk about that today, and that's something we're going to be adding in probably with the expansion. Because I've noticed when I'm playing the game and I'm walking around, even with the movement bonuses, I don't know, it still seems slow. So I think a movement power of some kind is a good call. Okay, so what are we at? See, so now you see how I'm at 69.30 and my stash is 90 and how it's flashing yellow. And I noticed when I was playing, it was doing that. It was flashing louder to say, hey, you're getting really close to your stash amount, because anything over your stash amount you make or you farm, it'll get lost. So, yeah. 60. I need another one of those. And I'm going to do this. Just that's 50k. Yeah, we put this up high because it's got to be a goal. I think everything else is maxed. Oh no, current level 2. Okay. Oh, that's right. This isn't my other game save. This is an older game save. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna do this. Currently, everything's capped out at level 6. Eventually, you'll go to level 12. But anything after level 6, you're going to require gems to increase. Gems are coming with the expansion. So... But yeah, that's Rage. For those who haven't seen it yet. It's a fun game. I've played... I'm probably approaching 100 hours myself. Maybe more. Probably a lot more than that, actually. With all the testing I've done. It's such a fun game. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Cabot, thank you for this gifted subs. Very much appreciated. As always, don't forget to follow, sub, hit all my social media and below. Come to the Discord so we can chat. Aaron, if you've got art, I'd love to see it in the chat. You know, in Discord. It'd be fun to see it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And as always, we will... May the hue be with you, and we'll see you next time.